house, we've got hardware, we've got everything up here today for this next panel. I'm joined by, we've got James Klump with BizLink Robotics Solutions. We have Jennifer St. John with BizLink Systems Automation Training. And my co-host here, Jake Hall, the Manufacturing Millennial. I'm Chris Lukey with Manufacturing Happy Hour. And I think we've got to address not the elephant in the room, but the hardware on the table first of all. So, James, we're going to send it down to you. The LSH Delta, it's part of your cable management portfolio. But tell us, what is it?
Well, let's start with maybe why is cable management, right? So cable management dress pack systems for robots involve organizing and securing the cables that are needed at the end effector. By implementing effective cable management practices, you can improve reliability and significantly reduce downtime. So the LSH Delta is a retract system, which is part of our cable management system. In addition to the LSH Delta, we developed a base plate and a side bracket. The base plate replaces almost 30 part numbers because it's universal. So it fits many robots and many different systems.
Absolutely. So when we look at the history of like industrial robots, it's been around for 60 years. And of course, cable management then has been around for just as long as that when it's being applied to robots in all these different industries, right? Automation, and automotive, and warehouses. So cable management solutions have been around, but this is something that you guys have developed that's new. So why go out and develop a new solution for cable management?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I started out in automation almost 25 years ago, maybe 30 years ago, and cable management wasn't around.
Yeah.
So it's actually relatively new, you know, I guess in the last 23 years or so.
So what do? They just like use a typical like wire tie, and they really did it.
Duct tape and right.
A bunch of extra cable that just swings everywhere in the robot.
Right, exactly. So what we did is we interviewed our largest customers, and we asked them what would be ideal in a retract system. Right. From those interviews, we developed the LSH Delta. So ultimately, we decided to use fiber-reinforced polymer for strength and lightweight.
And that's a big thing, right? Because I would assume, right, when you're looking at the payload capacity of a robot, you want to make sure, because this is mounted on the robot itself in a lot of cases, so you want to make that as light as possible. So at the end of the day, you don't have to buy a bigger robot to not only manage the end-of-arm tooling, the forcing and the part that you're picking, and then the cable management. You're able to then just basically lower the cost in a lot of cases for the end user who's integrating these solutions.
You know, cost can be thought about in many different ways. Right? You can have cost of a system, you can have cost of downtime, and cost of repair.
Yeah.
And I would suggest the cost of downtime and repair is significantly greater than the cost of managing your cables properly.
Absolutely. And so that kind of goes into the next point, you know. Actually, no, I might actually go to you, Chris, for that last one.
Okay. I mean, I wanted to know about the retract system a little bit. What makes this different than other retract systems that are out there right now?
Well, by listening to our customers, we incorporated a multitude of really fantastic features that really increase the speed of utilization. So in this retract system, we have something called tool-free opening, right, which is different than any other retract system. We have something called slide and click, which allows 80 millimeters of optimization. It also allows this to be taken off very easily. Right? In addition to that, because we use fiber-reinforced polymer for the universal base plate and the side bracket, we took almost 10 pounds of weight off of the retract system. Now, if you can imagine, you're up on a riser, on a ladder, trying to manage a very heavy component when you're putting cable management system on. 10 pounds is actually quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we look at the technology, right, the technology's there with the new LSH solution, but I think a lot of times it's the workforce that's making it happen. It's the people who are installing these systems to make sure that they're running efficiently. When you guys are going out there, you're putting new materials, new products, adding more flexibility to the movement. It's really important then to make sure that the people know how to install that properly and to make sure they're managing the system. So Jennifer, with you being the systems training as with part of BizLink, can you offer like what type of training happens when you're working with these customers who are integrating these solutions?
So our systems automations training is PLC, robots, HMI, application training.
Okay.
And basically what we do is we go in and we help skilled trades, electricians, mechanical operators to be able to decrease their mean time to repair. So we do offer training specifically for BizLink products for installation, maintenance, and then optimization. But we also offer systems automation training to really help people keep that line up and running and decrease any downtime.
So it's much bigger than just the single part. It's the entire solutions that you're helping really get this workforce ready for when we're bringing more automation to the industry. They know how to keep that running efficiently.
Yes, like you know that there's a lot of people who are leaving, skilled trades are leaving because they're retiring, and we had a gap from academia in building those skills. And so now we're trying to help customers in manufacturing and manufacturers to bring those skills back in. And as you know, that is not a skill that is done just at a one time. That is a continuous training experience. And so for us to be able to offer that, we provide automation cells, training cells that we build. We do customized training that's very specific to the robot code and the controls standards for each one of these manufacturers. So we have standard curriculum that we then modify so that it's specific to them. And what we're looking at is the faults and the alarms and understanding what do they need to learn to be able to train those out. And so, we're able to give a significant return on investment through training.
So you talk about, let's say, the results you're looking for. You're trying to help skilled trades folks decrease mean time to repair. You gave a good overview that this is for BizLink and non-BizLink solutions. I guess my question is there's a lot of automation training out there. So what would you say sets yours apart?
Well, particularly it's all about troubleshooting for us. So we want the operators and the electricians and the mechanical folks to be able to escalate, be able to identify very, very quickly what is that fault saying and what am I going to do? Am I going to attempt to clear that out with an operator, or am I going to escalate that to electrical and mechanical? Because what we're looking at is we don't want to be down for 20 minutes. So we've got to give them the troubleshooting skills that they can go and get the line back up and running.
Absolutely. I look at it as our industry has such a dynamic demographic of people that's working in it right now. A lot of that tribal knowledge is leaving the industry.
It is.
So we, and what you guys are doing with the BizLink systems training is you're getting that next workforce ready and getting them the skill sets where they need, where they can easily go and identify what that problem is quickly. Because we all know that we can put in the biggest and best automation solutions and some of the best products that are out there, but if we're not able to then be able to identify what's wrong quickly and get productivity back up, automation doesn't have a big benefit.
Correct.
In the industry. So when we look at what's going forward, why is automation, why is training so exciting right now in 2024? When we look across the Automate show, there's going to be 30,000, maybe even 40,000 people attending this show this week. Mm-hmm. Why is automation just so exciting right now?
Well, it's because it's here, it's going to be staying here, and for me, training and getting people the skills so that they can make a good livelihood for themselves. Manufacturing, the sexiest stuff is happening in manufacturing, and we need to bring in new blood and people who are graduating from high school and college. Trades is an amazing opportunity for folks. And so, at BizLink, what we try to do is we have e-learning. We've just announced that. And so we use a whole lot of tools in our bag to be able to engage the employees and to get them jazzed up about automation and being in trades.
Yeah.
Because it is cool. You make things happen on that floor.
I love that you touched on that, where manufacturing is now sexy in a lot of cases, and it's a great point to add on that. Hey, we need skilled trades workers, because I think a lot of the times when you look at as technology advances to the point where you don't need a 4-year degree certified engineer to program and work on a robotic system. You can have people who have a basic mechatronics degree or an apprenticeship and electrical engineering or other things like that. So I guess this goes back to you, James or Jennifer, whatever you like to do, go on to this. How can we do a better job, or can you maybe even share a previous experience that you had that gets this next generation excited?
Well, I think right now there are a lot of people who, have decided that college is kind of it's a rough go and it's expensive, and so it limits the ability to get into the workforce. Being able to command and learn on apprenticeship, because we offer apprenticeship training and journeyman training or journey person training, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's so exciting, and we're glad to be a part of it.
I will say that my son graduated from college this year, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
As I sat through graduation, there were 300 kids that with some level of technical degree, and they have to find a place somewhere, and this is a great place to be.
Absolutely.
Jennifer, you gave a great answers to what you're excited about and why you're excited. To wrap it up, James, we need an answer from you as well. Why are you excited about the automation world right now?
Oh, I'm excited about the automation world because it is really the way things get made now. We have to be able to continue to compete globally in this country, and obviously we have had workforce issues over the last number of years. The population is not increasing significantly. And this brings us the most competitive place that we can be. So that's great.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, James and Jennifer, thanks so much for sharing your insights today. First off, for having some demos live on the table. We always love it when people bring everything right into the booth. So the LSH Delta, you guys showcasing that. It's really exciting, of course, what you guys are doing with training, not just around the technology that BizLink's providing, but across the general industry as well. It's really good. So, of course, if you want to learn more about what's happening here during Automate Live, we encourage you to continue on watching, but we'll see you guys soon. Thanks.